Whoa! I don't think you guys ever see me with my glasses on because I try not to wear them a lot. I was just watching the Olympics and I needed to put these babies on because girl can't see, okay? Anyways, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Gwen. I missed you guys a lot. It's been a hot minute because I've been MIA, missing in action. What the f is new? Like, is my room clean? I'm like looking around my room making sure it's clean. I kind of want to talk about adjusting to college and how to make the most. I hate what is going on with my hair right now. Should I just add the clips? Will you guys hate me if I add the clips? Anyways, as I was saying, I kind of want to talk about how to approach college because I know I have a lot of viewers who are incoming freshmen and I really wish that I had someone who kind of gave me good, solid advice on what to do when you're in college, because I do think it's true that college is unlike any other experience you'll have, and I can confidently say that it has already been one of the more transformative periods of my life. And you know, with transformation comes adopting to a new environment, and sometimes that can feel really uncomfortable and it's hard to be yourself in an uncomfortable situation. So that's why I kind of wanted to do today's video. I'm not gonna like bullshit and give you materialistic advice because I feel that materialistic advice only applies to certain people within a certain demographic, within a certain age, race, etc., whatever. So I'm really trying to give you more transformative spiritual advice no matter what you believe in, because I think working on your mental state and working on the place that you are in with your body and your mind is so important compared to what someone is physically telling you to do and how to act and how to etc., etc. Like that's bullshit, to be quite honest. My first piece of advice I have for you guys is you cannot compare yourself to who you were a year before or who you were in high school. With college, you are starting a completely new era of your life, and with that comes a lot of changes, whether it be physically, whether it be mentally. And I totally get that it's hard not to compare yourself to who you were, you know, just like a couple months ago. But you are changing and you are growing, and with that comes a lot of changes to your mind and a lot of changes to your body. But you have to be okay with kind of being in discomfort and kind of being in, I don't know, a different mindset than you once were. Your routine is completely going to change. Your environment is going to completely change. The people you hang out with changes. So please don't be surprised if you change too. Don't be put down by the fact that you are different from who you were a year ago or who you were in high school. That's how the body works. Our skin is regenerating, our cells are regenerating. How do you expect yourself not to regenerate too? And it might be different from what you want it to be and who you expect it to be, but I think that's something that's so beautiful that comes with life, is that you can't plan everything out. Your personal trajectory of how you want to approach life is not always going to come out the way you expect it to, and I think that's so great because life kind of teaches you to kind of adjust and kind of be okay with not being who you expect it to be. Also, with body image, for girls specifically, college can become a very difficult time. And the number one thing I have to say to that is, as someone who has dealt with overexerting my body and someone who has dealt with disordered eating, I can tell you that it's so difficult for me to sit here and be like, yeah, try to be happy with your body, because yeah, we all go through phases where we're not content with our body. Whenever I do get into those kinds of moods or those kinds of periods, I really have to remind myself that I should be happy and fortunate that my body is working. I've been blessed with this vessel, and it's so important that you take care of it. Please do not be malnourishing yourself. Please do not be doing bad things to your body, because you were blessed with one and you only have one. So it's so important that you take care of yourself. As young girls, especially with the media and especially with like peers and who you surround yourself with, it's hard not to fall into that really, really, really detrimental state of mind. And I really want to sit here and remind you that you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're strong, and it's important that you take care of your body over anything. Okay, I'm like more zoomed in now. I don't know what my camera is doing. I apologize. Anyways, like I was saying, it's important to take care of your body, and I really, really would like to stress the importance of that because it's hard, especially when trends and fads are a thing. That's another thing I want to speak about today, especially in college, because the people that you're surrounded by, you kind of take on the actions of them, and you kind of take on, it's kind of like herd behavior and herd mentality in a way. and it's hard not to subscribe to a lot of things that your friends are doing. And especially with like the internet and TikTok as well, that's another thing that kind of perpetuates trends and fads even more. Trends and fads are so stupid, it's like actually crazy. It's the #1 way that we all kind of try and congeal ourselves into one perfect human being, and it's so stupid. Why do you want to fit in, and why do you want to be like every other bitch? Like, when you think about a trend and you think about everything that goes into it, you sit back and you look at it and you're like, okay, that's really stupid, because why would you want to all become the same person? Don't put yourself through that kind of stress and anxiety. Be who you want to be who you are. There's so much stress over like, what if they don't like me? What if this? So what? Genuinely, why the fuck would you care what someone's opinion like says about you? Your opinion matters the most. So why would you be, I don't know, don't take shit from someone you would not take advice from. Oh my god, there's gonna be so many people like that in college who will like shit on you and who will say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Like, why would you act like this? Why would you act like that? Are you my mom? I'm gonna try on the foundation now, and we're gonna take a little break because makeup review time. Let's try it. Okay, we're gonna blend it out. I really hope that this works. Okay. Not a bad shade. I'm breaking out of it, but my camera is blurring it, so I want y'all to know that I do have very textured skin right now. I think I like the shade. I think it's a bit like tan, but I'd rather a foundation be darker than lighter, because you can always lighten up a darker foundation. And I've just gone through the situation so many times where my face is so white compared to my body, and it's so annoying. What was I talking about? Guys, I talk too much. I talk way too much. Yeah, not taking shit from people you would not take advice from, please. Please, if someone has a lower vibrational energy compared to you, if someone is a bully, if someone talks shit about their friends, why the hell would you take advice from someone like that, please? I feel like I used to take everyone's advice so seriously because I am naturally a people pleaser, so I like to be like, you know what, yeah, that makes sense when someone is talking total bullshit. In freshman year specifically, I'm talking to y'all freshmen, listen up right now. You get into contact with so many people, it's actually crazy, because everyone's trying to make a new friend. Everyone is kind of readapting to the social scene once again because you're in a new environment. I will say most of the people you meet in your freshman year, except for like those handful of people who are like your people, won't even stay in your life. They're kind of just talking to you for the sake of talking to you. It's very like a lot of surface level relationships, I'll say. So have people that you trust, you know, have people that you know would give you solid advice and is a good friend, because a lot of the time you'll hear a lot of outside noise from your peers and you just have to learn to block that out. That's why I think it's really important that you call your parents, call your family friends, call people from back home, because those people will give you advice that works and that sticks and that is genuine to you and your character. Don't be taking advice from someone who has it out for you, you know? Along those lines, I think it's important to give everyone grace and give yourself grace. I think you can see this a lot in my freshman year specifically, but I was such like a hard ass, and I was so comedically, I don't know, like mean to people in a sense. And I don't know, it's not embarrassing to look back on because I can see the amount of growth that I've had in these 2 years. Just like going from freshman to sophomore year, that was already such like a big transformative period for me, I'd say. But yeah, in freshman year, I like took on this persona of like low-key being mean. Like, why are you being mean? Being mean is not fun, being mean is not cute. Like, just say you don't have a personality. Shitting on myself, guys, I'm shitting on myself. I mean, that's just like learning and growing into yourself. You can't expect yourself to be perfect. You can't compare yourself to who you were, because life is about growing. Life is about so many other things besides being mean to yourself. But it's good to look back and reflect and be like, I'm definitely not the person who I was, you know, in freshman year. But what I was also talking about giving people grace. Yeah, give people grace. Not everyone comes from the same walk of life as you do. And I think that's why college is so transformative, because you're meeting people from so many different parts and walks of life that you're ultimately not gonna have the same mindset as you did when you first walked in. And, you know, with that being said, you know, you may learn some things, but you also may come across people who are so deeply they hate themselves. You'll meet people like that. And for the most part, people who hate themselves will put their hate onto you as well to make themselves feel better. It's hard navigating that in college because you might not have necessarily experienced that before in your life. And that's why I think it's important to give people grace, because I feel like some people that I have met in freshman year who I'm not friends with anymore, who have hurt me and who have, you know, been simultaneously quote unquote friends to me, I would have looked back, you know, what, a year ago and been like, I hated them. She made my life miserable. She did this, she did that. But I think it's also so important in being able to say that like someone hurt me and someone was able to teach me this lesson, because it shows how like genuine your soul is. It shows how genuine human connection is, being able to say that someone hurt you. This is like so spiritual for no reason, but I think it's so beautiful being able to say that, and beautiful being able to say that you came out of a relationship learning something, and you came out of a relationship knowing your worth, knowing your standards, because I think especially at a young age, it's hard to navigate that. And when you finally come to the realization and be like, yeah, I did that, like period, to me, I think that's so strong and I think it's so beautiful. Give yourself grace and give yourself more credit, because we don't give ourselves enough credit sometimes. Oh my gosh, like freshman to sophomore year, like such a big change. I think you guys can tell. In sophomore year, I feel like I just know who I am. I know what I want out of life. I know the type of people who are good for me. I know, I just know so much more, and I'm sure junior year I will be learning a lot more as well. When I look back on freshman year, I'm like, yeah, she's not the same girl. And I think especially having a YouTube channel, it's so interesting to watch because I get to see an actual log of, you know, how I acted when I was 18 versus how I acted at 19. So I don't know, and I'm turning 20 this year, which is actually insane and crazy, and I'm excited to see what 20 will bring, because I know I'll be changing a lot more. Okay, another big one for me was journaling. You can pause the video here, you can click off, I don't give a shit, but journaling definitely changed who I was as a person, and I think that's why I saw a big difference in myself between freshman and sophomore year, because I started journaling and I started self-help. I started my kind of self-discovery journey. And as I was saying before, in college, there's just like so much drama and just so much that weighs on your mind, and eventually that can turn into like talking shit about people, and it can turn into gossip, which is not good at all. If there's one thing I recommend, do not gossip. Don't do it. It's bad. It's bad for your mental health. It's bad for your brain. It's just bad overall. I think a journal is great because you can kind of gossip with yourself and keep it within the realm of your own brain, but still feel like you've gotten a lot off your chest. Or if you have a therapist, that's also a better alternative, or not better, but like whatever personal preference is that may work well better in your favor. And I used to be one of those people that was like, I did not get it until I started doing it. It's such a good way to get a load off your chest and also just look back on your past self. College is so extremely stressful, and sometimes it's hard to just, I don't know, find an outlet for all that stress, especially if you don't have a solid hobby. For me, the gym has always been there for me in whatever mental state I've been in, so I've been blessed with having that as a kind of outlet, but you know, not a lot of people know their outlet yet. So I think journaling is just a really good way to kind of help clear your brain, because especially your freshman year, there's so much shit that goes on, and it's hard for your brain to kind of just have that all stored in your brain. Like, it's a lot to have up there. We're gonna finish this off with a lip combo, because I feel like every time I do a get ready with me and I don't script it, I have no idea what to say, and I've gotten to the point in the video where I don't know what to say, so we're just gonna stick with makeup. Okay, that's the shade. I really like it. I mean, it looks like my lip color a little, so I like it. I think it's cute. Coming from someone who has like a bajillion lip liners, I really like it. I feel like low-key it's similar to Makeup for Everyone, which is the one Hailey Bieber uses. I kind of want to swatch them side by side. I mean, is that similar? It's the e.l.f. lip oil, used and abused multiple times. Let's put it on. Come on. I mean, I'm obsessed with this shade. It's so good. It's kind of crazy. It's the final get ready with me look. I feel like this is low-key what I'd be doing for school. I did a little bit more, like I added powders and stuff, But if you guys want a full in-depth makeup routine, let me know because I'm in my beauty guru era. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I have an announcement to make. For the rest of August, I will be posting every weekend, which will be a bit of a feat for me, and I'm a bit nervous because I'm committing to it for my back to school series, starting with this video, which is just a basic advice video. And I will be having a new video up every Sunday leading up to move-in day. Sometime in September, I'm moving in towards the end of August, so I will be officially moved in around a month, which is so crazy. And so I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm not scared. I'm not nervous. I'm going to do my best. I'm gonna try and do my best with this series because I want to give you guys the best advice and content before back to school and get you guys prepared, because we have a month and we gotta be the best versions of ourselves. Expect more of these because I'm an MUA, obviously, and I will see you next week. Bye!